Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. I got something from Value Pillage. Actually, Value Village. We call it Value Pillage though. Anyways, this is a set of Kawasaki walkie-talkies that have Morse Code feature, believe it or not. These are for kids, realistically. I saw these, I think they were like about $4 or something. And I showed my wife, I said, hey, check that out, honey. It's like, I don't know what the heck they are. So anyway, they each use a 9-volt battery, so they use a lot of juice up, which is quite amazing because the range on these things is quite lousy. You can find these things on Amazon for sale. I don't know if they have the exact same set anymore, but they do have alternates that are Kawasaki and other brands. And what these things are is just walkie-talkies for kids. So for you people living in the U.S. who are stuck with having to license GMRS radios and FRS and all that, you probably won't have to worry about that for little kid toys like this. So these have basically high and low and off. So low, high, low, high. So it's a little bit more volume. Has nothing to do with the range though. So, the one problem is, I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I don't know. Can you hear me? 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 The output on these things sucks. If you want to do Morse code, okay, it doesn't matter which button you push, but you do have to press the talk button and push this at the same time. So I would think there would be like an override or something so the kids could just, do it, but at least they can hear what they're doing over here. Or can they? Actually, no, they have no idea. You can only hear it on the other end. Yes, you can only hear it on the other end. So you're sitting there going like this, and doesn't matter which button you push, they all do the same thing. This white button does absolutely squat. It doesn't do anything. It's just a fake. So these things are rated at about 1,000 feet, maybe 500 feet, depending on the brand you go with, but the maximum range set I found was about 1,000 feet. And that kind of sucks because it doesn't take long to chew up 1,000 feet. But for little kids, I think it would be a good thing. I don't know what frequency these things run on at all. Because even the instruction manual that I actually got with them didn't even say what frequency they're on, but they're on one of them, so I might have to search this out with my ham radio and keep transmitting and listening in on my ham, and then I'll find out what channel, maybe. I doubt it, I don't know, when I get motivated. But the problem I find with these things is you got this thing on, when somebody goes to talk, you can't hear them very well. So you have to be in a really super quiet area if you're not going to have this up against your head. And if you have it up against your ear, that's obnoxious on the hearing. It can drive even a kid nuts, even if you're on the low side. Hello, 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 hello. That's still really loud. Now the other problem too is when they're not keyed up, it should be silent, but it's not. It's noisy, So you're listening to nothing but static, so there's actually no squelch, right? It's just noise. So that can also be a little bit annoying, I'm sure, but at least the kid knows the walkie-talkie's still working as long as you hear noise. I probably wouldn't suggest buying these for your kids. Because of a few things. One, the only way they can properly carry on a conversation is to use it like this, kind of like a phone, because of where the mic is down here, and the fact that the only way they're going to hear anything is to stick this to their ear, and as soon as the other person lets go of the transmit key, you got that static blaring in your ear. So, not a very good thing. Okay? That's going to create some deaf kids prematurely. Anyways. Does have belt clips on each one. You can remove the belt clips, no big deal. The antennas are fixed, of course, so you can't remove them. the idea, I guess, is they look like, real walkie-talkies, like real radios. When I was a kid, our idea of walkie-talkies was actually on the AM/CB band. That was walkie-talkies. We had either 3 channels or we had 40 channels, right? That was a CB. Mind you, back when I was a little tiny kid, you had to have a license, and then they finally got rid of the licensing. So the only thing we actually need a license for in Canada is for ham radios. But anyways, so that being said, Morse code feature is kind of neat, but you do have to press the talk button in order to use it. So if for some reason you're pressing this and nothing happens, it's not a broken unit likely. It's you got to press this, and then you can press that, but you won't hear anything except on the other end is where you'll hear it. You have to do this, and chance going deaf when they let go of the transmit key. Range on these things is not the world's best, but it's good enough for kids, because kids usually are not 1,000 feet away from each other anyhow. But price point wise, I think these things should only be selling for maybe tops, like really super tops. $15 for a set is about what they're worth to me. Even for a kid, they're worth $15 of fun. They use 9-volt batteries. You're going to have to use good quality batteries to give the kids enough run time, because your typical dollar store 9-volt batteries probably only going to get you about an hour, maybe. But even if you get a little bit more time, you're not going to get as much milliamp power to supply that voltage to get any kind of decent range out of them. So if you want the decent range or the max range out of the units, you're definitely going to have to use good quality performance batteries like Duracells or Energizers, which they can start to add up to a lot of money. So in all, I would say probably don't buy these things. I really don't think they're really worth it in the end. I would say get your kids FRSs, and they can use FRSs, being that United States, from what I understand, still has to license a GMRS radio, you might want to look into the straight FRS, because I don't think you guys have to actually license FRS, but GMRS, from what I understand, you did. So I don't know. Laws change all the time. I just know in Canada, we can have whatever we want without a license, except for ham radio frequencies. Those we have to have a license for. So that I do know. But and there are some of the UHF bands, I think, that we're not supposed to be using unless we have a license for, in which case that takes over the ham side. But our FRSs and GMRSs are UHF, and we don't need a license for those. So no big deal. CB radios, no big deal. Maybe even find yourself a couple of old CB radios for your kids, because CB radios don't have a license. I don't think so in the States. I'm not sure if they still have that law or not. But like I said, in Canada, no. And the airwaves are pretty much all but dead in Canada, except for a couple of channels. Like the truckers are still using channel 19 on the CBs, but otherwise everybody else went over to GMRSs that was a CB, and now we're all on cell phones, because we also have CB radio programs on cell phones and all this other jazz. So it's kind of like everything's getting compressed into one little thing, But I think, for the $4 or $5 we paid for them, it was worth it for the investment, for the review alone, and to take a look at them and see what they were like. But I would definitely not recommend them, to be honest with you. I really wouldn't. So don't waste your money on them. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya!